Okay, chat. I am back. I was setting up my my stuff. Okay, so let me just delete all the start positions. Okay, so this is oh my god. This is basically the current version of Fukona Girl. The last time I streamed, we were here. We were at this part. And I already have this whole part done, this part done, this little section done, and this part is work in progress, and I have the gameplay for the next part. So, what happened to your PFP? I miss your old one, bro. I have a ton of PFPs, and I'm planning on switching it again for like the 69th time. Okay. I still need to get this part done. This part I still don't have done. This part I was supposed to have. Wait, did I? Okay. I was talking to random. Oh, okay. I need to add a little play button. Okay, so here let's write down, wait, do I have, okay. I need, let's just put a little, there we go. Okay, so we need to add a play text here. We need a little play text and add a vignette to this part. Okay. Then we also need, can you pretty please check my new icons? They're such a flex. Okay. Okay, what do I have? Where are you? Why am I not friends with you? Hello? I don't even know if this is you. Which one are you? Oh wait, this is you, never mind. Wait. I don't even know. It is me. Oh, okay. W speed. Why am I not friends with you? Okay. W icons. Okay, so basically, in this part, my plan... Okay, hold on. Let me just showcase this part real quick for the people who haven't seen this yet. Oh. Here. Okay. So this is basically the part so far. I don't have a macro for this part because every time I make a macro, it just ends up crashing for some reason. So, and yes, all these stars are saw blades. Basically, the goal for this, why Why is there a hitbox there? Hello? Okay. I need to check that. Okay. This level is supposed to be top 1. Why can't I get this? What are the hitboxes here? Oh! Oh, I need to fix that. Okay, I'm just gonna go in no clip. And for this part, yes, that has a saw in it. You just have to jump really late to avoid it. Like that. I like how some of your gameplay parts go up and some are straight. Yeah, I like to do that sometimes because I don't know. I just do that subconsciously, honestly. Oh my god, I'm stupid. No, I'm just gonna go in 0.5. I'm just gonna get back to where we were. Okay, we were here. I added this text very recently, like last night, and also these 3 clicks are like the hardest clicks that I've ever made. Like look at the hitboxes here. Let me go in, show hitboxes, and then 0.05. Look at that. Look at that. You have that. There is a saw there, and you have to click between the orbs and the saw blade in order to hit the blue orb. And then you have to do this click in order to get your hitbox through here without dying. That is so evil. Why did I make that? That is the most evil thing that I've ever made. They do not look that hard. They are, trust me, they are way harder than they look. And then I also added the saw blade here, so you have to click later. And this wave part is just pain. I don't know why I made these gaps so tight. And then I also have this part, which I have not decorated yet. And I am just going to leave out practice mode. And no, because this gap is way harder than it looks. Let me fix this. Which layer did I put this on? Which layer did I put this on? Oh, this. Okay. Okay. So this gap is way harder than it looks. Like, so this is the cube's hitbox. And you have to click between here and here. Because if you click, and also this is on high gravity. This is on 1.5x. Okay, well that's unfortunate. Game crashed. That's on 1.5x. Is this a top level? Yeah. I think it's gonna be top 1. I don't know though. I have no clue how hard this level is. Because, like, the beginning has at least 5 frame perfects. I don't even know. On 240 FPS. So, I don't even know. And why is the game lagging? And the game crashed again. Okay. Oof, I am on 60 FPS. Well, like, you can technically get geode. That's how I have geode on mobile. It's possible. They released geode on mobile, and I was so happy when they did. This was like months ago. Okay. So basically, I left it as this last night. What I want to do is add some little, like, here. This is why I have Devon 2004. This is actually Devon 2003. That's why I have this. This is the block design I was trying to replicate. And what I want to do is this part. I want to try and make this. I want to try and make this block design. And I have no clue how to, but I've done some research, and it looks very simple, because you just have, like, the base. You have these base blocks. Then you have some shading, some more shading. Then you have these little triangles, or diamonds, I don't know. Okay, then you have the bone base, these little fleshy bits, I don't know. Then you have the V's. I don't see anything on this layer. Then you have more base. Then you have more base. Then you have more details. Then you have these gums. Even more shading. More shading. Then you have even more shading. Then you have these ground objects. The glow. And then these spikes. And of course the air deco. And that's the design I'm trying to replicate. And I've spent like months trying to figure this out. Mostly because I'm procrastinating. It only took like a week. But yeah, that's what I'm going for. I was trying to replicate that block design. That's why I have all of these circle objects. This has actually not very many objects for what it looks like. So you have these, and then these is what takes up the most. That's like 600 objects. Yeah. And then you have these things. Honestly, I didn't know what I was trying to do when I made this. This took way longer than it looks, because I was trying to figure out, how do I make this dark red and this bright stone clash together? And I was like, what if I just take the color here and I just make it slightly tinted red? And that's what I did, and it ended up working perfectly. And then I added these darker objects, which are also tinted red. And what I want to do is just I just need to finish this block design. So I already have all of the outlines. I have all of the bases. Now I just need to add these objects. And for these, all I need to use is like 3 or 4 sizes of circles, 2 of these diagonal lines, and then the same for the darker part. And it's actually not half and half, because for this part, it is like maybe 2/3 brighter objects and 1/3 normal 1/3 darker objects. So yeah, it is not really that complex. It's literally just a bunch of circles and lines, and somehow it works. And yeah, basically I just need to just do this, not down here, and then up here too. I just need to add these little things, and over here just spam these objects, go ham. It doesn't even matter how many you put, just as long as you don't put too many, then it should look good. And as long as you scatter them properly, it also should look good. Then you also need this size which is smaller details to make it look better. So then you have these smaller details. Also, this is the first time I've streamed this year, which is kind of crazy. So yeah, you have all of these small details, and then you have the ones down here. And then, what we want to do, I'm going to be here. I will not only be chatting, I only will not be chatting as I'm working on a remake. Okay. And then we got these smallest details, which are like really 0.07. And we just want to spam these. Just spam it. Just and then spam more. And then more spam of these small objects. And then even more spam. Because who can have enough of these small objects? There's not enough of these. Perfect. Then now we have to have these lines. So let's just grab the line. And this is... These need to be used sparingly. So I'll only put a little bit. And then we have the more lines. The second type of lines. And I'll also probably be only streaming for a little bit because I have to go soon. So I have other things to do off stream. And then we have these circles, which are the bigger ones, and there should only be like maybe 4 or 5 for these smaller structures. You don't need that many. And then if there's, then you can just scale them down. For the structures not on the ground. Then we need this. So let's just put these here. These should be also used sparingly. You don't need that many for it to look good. Then you also need these smaller objects. For more detail. And I'll show you the final product when it is done. And then you just need these lines. So use them sparingly. Bam. Bam, 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 bam. Bam, bam, bam. Perfect. And then these last lines, which are more stretchy and darker. Bam, 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 bam. Bam, 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 bam. And it's important to use layering here, because if you don't, it is not going to look good. And final product. That looks pretty good. And I just need to do that for every single one of these, which I will not be doing this stream. But what I will be doing is, what if I extend and decorate, TSOS? Maybe if you can extend it long enough to the point where it's like maybe like a minute or two longer, if the song is even that long. And also all of this blood is just ground spikes. So this is more difficult than it looks. This is a really tight gap. Then you also need I also need to add those fleshy bits, and I haven't started on that yet. And I probably should, because I wanted to add some fleshy bits around here, because some of these parts are empty as hell, and I don't like that. Because I wanted to have like a little monster here, so I should probably delete these stars. So I'm gonna just do that real quick. I think of all of my designs when I'm sleeping. When I'm sleeping, that's when I make up good ideas. Okay, so I want to add a little monster right here from like, if you know Red Rome. There is this monster over here. This guy, and I wanted to make this guy and put this guy on my own level. My levels are inspired by a lot of things. So I wanted to add this guy on the roof. Then, which I also know how to do, and then we also need those fleshy bits and some like clothing and stuff and bones. That's what I wanted to do. Yeah, the song is slowed in the original level. Oh, well, that's better. Because if it's slowed, then you can just make it, you can make a long level. So, yeah. I wanted some fleshy bits here, because this part is pretty empty. And I was planning on adding some more stars here, but I don't want to. And then we also wanted... I wanted some stars here in this part. I need to decorate these orbs, and I don't know what to do with them. I don't know, maybe you can come up with some ideas. Then we have this part, which I want more fleshy bits in, and up here too. Then I wanted more fleshy bits here, and up here, and maybe down here too. And then the monster goes here. More fleshy bits here. This part can stay empty. No, I want something right there. And then maybe some fleshy bits in the background here. I'll put like maybe a giant monster right here. I don't know. That's like in the background above the rocks. Then we need more. We need another guy here. Another fleshy bit right there, and then more fleshy things here, and then a big monster guy right here. And I want this part to glitch too. Maybe. I don't know. Actually, no, it won't glitch, because I'll have the monster guy right there and down over here when I make that part. And then basically what will go right here is like the monster from Peaceful or something, or no, right here. And if you didn't know, this block design in the background, this background design, is all just rock objects. It's all just like, where's the object? It's literally just this object flipped and turned around like this, and then it's rotated, and then I just spammed those. And those are also from Devin 2003, which are, this level is really laggy, which is also in, yeah, this part, because if you go here, and we just take this out, you have the same rock objects, but just not flipped. So yeah, And this level is not meant to get rated. I'm just making it because, you know, I like the song and I want to make it. And I know it's all rock objects. Fukuona Girl in theaters, October 31st, rated R, not recommended for child. Already 3 minutes long, so I might make it 5 to 6 minutes. Yeah, because all of this is just... And then you have more rock objects here. Okay. I need to move... I'm going to just move these triggers here. Okay. What should I do in this part? I wanted to decorate these objects. All of this. This is just like a ton of little pillars that I made with group parent. And I want to make this have more details later. Not now. Not today. You know, let's just make one fleshy monster. Up here, maybe? I think that would be a good spot to put it. Is this off group yeah, it's off multi-activate. Before, I was planning to have this multi-activate as a triple click, but that is way more difficult. And I don't want that. Does this have a slope? No, it doesn't. In fact, this isn't supposed to have a slope. But you can't even get up here anyway, so it doesn't matter. Let's add a fleshy guy here. Why not? So we need to go on layer 35. And that's where the fleshy guy is going to be. So we need many colors. Let's start with like, I don't know, a red. Because I was going to do a red with like maroon-ish. So like with this color. Maybe this... I was going to have a red with this color as the gums. But I'm not going to... I'm just going to have flesh. I'm not going to have any bones yet. I don't know. We need a light color to start with. So let's go with maybe 200 and 0. I don't know. What if you made the lyrics and the structures? Oh, I didn't want to do that. So, and I honestly, yesterday, I didn't know what to do with the lyrics. I didn't even plan on adding lyrics for this part. But I just added them as, like, this UI trigger here. And they're just in the center of the screen. So if you play it, you have the lyrics. Oh, wait, I'm not in ignore damage. You have the lyrics here. And it doesn't really obstruct as much as I thought it would. That's what I was worried about, if it, like, obstructed the gameplay. But because of the font I chose, it doesn't really do that much. Alright, yeah. These lyrics take up a ton of what am I talking about? These lyrics take up a ton of groups. Like, if you go here to the first part, just these lyrics take up, like, a crap ton of groups. Like, look at this. It takes up, like, what? The first 70 groups. This takes up, like the first 100 groups. These take up so many groups. Anyway, let's get back to that fleshy thing. So, let's go on layer 35, because I know I have something on layer 30. Then, we have the fleshy color on 47, so let's start with that. And maybe 5. And then we need just the core shape. I don't want it to be like, you know, like, I don't want it to be smooth. I want it to be jagged-ish. I don't like this size. Let's go with this. I don't know. I don't know if that looks good or not. But you know, it all comes together in the long run. Okay, now I just need to fill this in with blocks. So usually I just scribble, but that is unoptimized. Very unoptimized. And I do not like unoptimized levels because it makes it very hard to play with all the lag. I am basically just trying to fill this up with as little objects as possible. Because before I was just lazy and scribbled all over it in Butcher Vanity. But I don't want to do that with this, so I am actually going to be a respectable human being and optimize this. And this needs to be rotated to be like there. Okay, I think that is good. I don't know. And then we just need more details. You know what? I have an idea to make this look a little bit better. We need, what is the object? You know, what if we just use these? And then color it that. And then just hide it here. Yeah, just like the very tip of the object. Just the very tip. Like that. And let's flip it again and do it to the other side. I forgot that this has hitboxes. It's fine. I'll fix it. Let me move this up a bit and then put it on no touch. Okay, this needs to be on a layer. I don't know which layer it's supposed to be on. If I put it on that, yeah, that seems to work. T1 seems to work. Let's put it on B1, see how that works. Okay, let's keep it on B1. I don't like how many of these there are. Let's just move these in more. I could have done these with the normal type, but who cares? It works. Okay. Now, let's get rid of some of these. I don't like how many there are. Okay, that looks better. Ish. Okay. I'll keep it as that. So how many objects is that? 18. Okay, that's good. Now this is where it comes unoptimized garbage. So let's just take copy color 47 and then dim it down to like 0.80. And then let's put it on 48. So now this is a little bit darker. So like, so this needs to be more detailed. So let's put it on 2.5. And then let's take this. Let's put it on 0.70. And yeah, that looks better. Okay. So now this is where it gets unoptimized. Then we need more objects. So let's grab these and scale them down. And let's also grab this. Oh wait, these aren't even on 48. These are on 47. These aren't supposed to be on 47. No, I'll just put these. I'll just take the whole thing. 48. Boom. That's better. And now I need to scale this down to like, what, this size? I think that would work. Well, let's just spam it, just like how we did for the rocks. I don't even know. And then we also need an even smaller scale, so let me zoom in even more to the maximum. And I think that's the smallest I'm going to go. So what is that scale? 0.05. Then we just spam these all over the place. And then we need to fill this in. So, let's use the shape former to fill this in, because that would be more optimized. And nobody's gonna notice the slight lines that happen when you use the shape former. Nobody's gonna notice. Because it's just so small, you're never gonna notice. It's not even on the right layer. Okay. This is supposed to be on B1 Z order 10, and this is supposed to be on B1 Z order 0. So then let me just select an object. What happened to all of the... Oh, it's because some of these objects just don't like to work on the right Z layer. Or Z order. Let's put this on Z order 100. Maybe that'll make it better. Nope. So let's put it on Z order 220. Nope. So we just have to put it on T1. That's just how it works. And it doesn't even line up correctly. Okay. Well, that's a problem. You need to zoom in again. And my iPad's 5%. Luckily I have a charger, but that is a problem. Here, I just need to be very precise with this. Okay. Here, need that. And here. And this just needs to be perfect, otherwise it's going to look terrible. Perfectionism 100. So now we can put this on T1, 0. And now how does that look? You know what? Let's remove these. How's that better? How does that work? Maybe it just needs more shading. Who knows? So, let's go on 37. And now, let's take copy 47 and dim it down to 0.5. So that's on 49. So now we need... Okay, so that's not dark enough. 0.3. Almost. 0.2. And that's good. Whoops. This isn't even on the right layer. T2, 0. Oh, that's why it's so not the right color. There we go. Now it should look good. Hopefully. Oh my god, why? It's gonna be unoptimized garbage. I don't even care. I'm just gonna scribble it in because I am lazy. Because who needs optimization in the big 26? Who needs optimization? Not me. Why would I need optimization? T2, 0. Now let's just take more circles. $49. Mobile players on iPhone 6 do. Well, I'm not on an iPhone, so who cares? Nobody needs optimization. If you play on an iPhone and your game lags to skeletal shenanigans or buggy, then cry about it. Because that means you're just not skilled. You know, that's just how it works. That just means you're not skilled enough that your game lags. And that is just a you problem, you know? That's just a skill issue. If your game lags to unoptimized garbage that isn't over 10,000 objects per structure, then that is just a you problem. That is like a pixel. That is way too small. I can't even unscale it now. Okay. I can't even scale this thing. That is as small as I'm going to scale it, because I can't even scale it. That's how small it is. More dots. Because we're just making this unoptimized on purpose at this point. Or I am. 378 objects. Who cares? I can't tell if that looks good or if it looks terrible. And I think it looks terrible. Because that is not the structure that I was going for. You know what? We can do better. We can definitely do better. Let me fix this. Jesus Christ, 620 objects for one structure. Okay. Well, technically, that's still better than 2003 Devin. What did Devin 2003 do? What did you do to make your fleshy design? What did you do? See, because this is still better because, you know, but this has, like, none of the details that... what I did had none of the details, and it was still 600 objects. This has all of the details, and is, like, 1,000 objects. And this is still a bigger structure than what I was trying to make. So... let's examine this. So we have triangles. Note that we need triangles. Outlines. We need outlines. That's important. Yeah, we need outlines. We need V's. We need striped lines. Veins. What else? What else? We need to note this down. Wait, I just noticed. This is such a small detail. But look at this. Look at this. The vein goes under the skin. Or under the flesh. That's so smart. Wait, that's actually so smart. That's such a small detail. I didn't even realize that. Look at that. It just goes under the flesh. Such a small detail, but that's so smart. Let's go to this part. Let's just go to here. Let's see what you did for this part. We have more triangles. That's important. Jagged structures, very jagged structures, just completely messy. Shapes that could have bones sticking out of it. Who knows? I'm pretty sure these are just all lines. Because this was made in 2.1. This was made in 2.1, which is kind of crazy to think about it. You can tell because, like, if I zoom out, look at how small the editor is. Oh my god, why are there so many move triggers up here? Why are there so many move triggers? Why are there so many move triggers? Oh my god. Why are there like 1 billion move triggers? How many is that? Actually, that's like hundreds of triggers. What is wrong with you? Who made this? Like, hello? Is it really that deep? And it has precise movements, too. Who needs this many move triggers? Like, oh my god, okay. Okay, let's go back to that structure. Let's go back over here. We have... See, because whoever made this is a genius. What are the hitboxes to this? Okay, well, that's smart. I do. You do not need that many move triggers. Nobody needs this many move triggers. Unless you're Sputniks, you do not need this many move triggers. Like, I'm pretty sure this is for all of these particles. This looks like it's for all of these particles. This is how you made particles in 2.1. This is how you make particles in 2.1. Look at all of the particles. Look at this. There's just particles galore. This is just how you made particles in 2.1. You just needed a ton of move triggers and just randomly scattered particles. That's just how you did it. That's just how you do it. And also, look at this structure. This is so cool. This is actually such a cool structure. Okay, well, we just need to lock in. We just need to suck it up, stop being a baby and complaining about how bad your designs look, and figure out what the hell is supposed to go right here. Let's just sketch it out with, like, I need to go, now I accidentally layer locked. Here. Basically, hold on. What I need to do, what is my battery at? 9%. Okay, that is not good. I'm gonna have to end stream soon just to charge this iPad. Okay. Let's sketch this out. We need color 2 and brush with 3, maybe? I think it's brush with 3 or 4. I think it might be 4. Or 3.5? You know what, let's just go to 3. I don't know. What matches the length? So, you know what, let's just put it as 3 and call it a day. You cannot charge while streaming. Well, see, the problem is that I need 2 devices to see chat and do the stream at the same time. And I only have 1 charger, and that is a very bad problem. And both of the iPads are at 10%, so that is a problem. And plus, I gotta end stream soon anyway, because, other things. That is way too low. I don't want it to be that low. What about here? Does this structure even work? I don't know. You just need more details, Let's sketch this out. Let's see what works and what doesn't. You know what? Let's sketch it out even better. Our design. Let's see how we need to make this. We need to lock in. We need to see how the hell we're supposed to make this design. Turn show grid off. Turn effect lines, duration lines. Turn that off. See, look at how clean the editor looks now. Okay. We need to figure out how this is made. Turn that all back on. Leave here. And Ibis Paint X. Okay. Now, let's just pull out this. And scale this down. And let's just put this to the side. New layer. Okay, we need to see how this is supposed to work. Okay, bye, random user. How is this supposed to even work? Okay. We can tell there's just a lot of shading. We have shading here, stitches, eyes, teeth, gums, these diamonds, air deco, ground stuff, these spikes, veins, these things, saliva, yeah, there's a lot of details that go into this. Teeth, bones. Okay. There's just a ton of details that go into this stuff. So, we can cross out some. We can cross out some of this. So, we can get rid of the eyes. We don't need the eyes. I'm gonna make the stitches anyway. We don't need these diamond shapes. I'm gonna make them as tears instead. We don't need the saliva. We don't need the saliva. We do need those. We need veins. Actually, yeah, we need veins. Ground decoration I'm already gonna make, so we can get rid of that. These spikes I've already made. So we're just and bones and teeth are basically the same thing. Gums, we already have that. Stitches, I'll make those as... Yeah, I'll make the stitches. Okay. So we basically have the core elements. Let me get some text. So we need bones. We need... Why is it this font? Okay. Stitches. Flesh with shading. Blood splatters. What else? Air deco. Those weird tan things, I don't know. Veins. What else? What else do we need? Gums. With shading. I don't know. What else do we need? Yeah, okay, let's see. Okay, I think we're done here. I'm done. Hello, how do I be done with this? Hello? I'm done. I'm done. I am done. Why can't I get rid of this text window? Size, style, background. I don't know. You can rotate it? Okay, cool. I don't care. Am I stupid? I just don't know how to use Ibis Paint text. How do I get rid of the text? Okay, wait. I can just click delete and it'll go away. But I don't want to delete the text, so... Can I please just... Okay. It's just annoying. This is annoying. It's just annoying. Can I please... Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna delete it. I don't even care. Okay. Let me just get rid of all of that. Okay, we need to figure out how to make this design. So we got... Let me scale down my brush. Okay. End stream.